Click the link in the description for your free AMSOIL catalog. It's time for a quick shout out to some of our friends. B&B Auto Sales, your muscle car connection in Brookings, South Dakota. Above the Notch Car Club, a car club for auto enthusiasts in northern New Hampshire. The New Hampshire Muscle Car Club, the largest muscle car club in all of New England. MGM Classic Cars in Addison, Illinois. Visit mgmclassiccars.com today. Beach Hill Automotive in Bethlehem, New Hampshire, specializing in the repair, service, and towing of muscle cars and classic cars. Absolute Auto Body and Collision Repair in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. And lastly, I am your independent AMSOIL dealer. Click the link in the description for your free AMSOIL catalog. And last but not least, if you decide to advertise with the Muscle Car Podcast, this could be part of your advertising message. Well, good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Now, I have, as usual, a robust lineup of muscle car entertainment on tap for you tonight. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time hanging out with us tonight, I hope you have a good time with us, and I hope you decide to join us here each and every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this podcast simulcasts to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're viewing this, just circle back in 1 week's time, and we'll be here waiting for you with another episode. Now, to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you guys are the ones who make this possible, and we very much appreciate that. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at some comments, and we'll bring our friends on. Okay, we've got Virgil Shaw. He says he's here on the live chat. I don't know if he might be having some technical issues coming on. We'll find out about that here in just a minute. Also, our good friends and regular viewers, Stacy and Art Fosler, they're in the house. They're regular viewers from Plattsburgh, New York. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. Let's switch screens here and bring our friends on. We have Michael in the house tonight. Michael, how you doing?
Not too bad. Nice, cool evening. In my neck of the woods, it's supposed to be just rain tomorrow and during the night. But I heard other areas, it's going to be snow, sleet, nothing major, but slippery roads probably in the morning.
Yeah, that's probably going to be us because we're 250 miles north of you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll probably be looking out the window at that in the morning for sure.
They're even saying parts of western Connecticut could also get some slip conditions.
Oh, no kidding! Wow. So I've got this on my cell phone so I can watch it on my cell phone, and it's locked. So I'll have to work on that during the video clip here and see if I can get that straightened out. But with that in mind, let's take a look now at item number 1. This is from a car show I went to back in August in Claremont, New Hampshire. Met a guy who had a really nice really nice 1979 Camaro. And one thing I was very impressed with this, and you'll hear me say it in the interview, is the attention to detail in this car is really impressive. So let's take a look.
This is my wife and my 79 C28. It came out of Chicopee, Mass. It was pretty nasty when I bought it. Replaced pretty much the whole drivetrain in it, the interior on it. And the theme of this car is black and chrome. Everything is black and chrome except for the air cleaner, the rear drums, and the front calipers on it. It's been, 7 or 8 years to get it to where she is now, but
wow,
she's my pride and joy.
I can imagine, yeah. And when you got it, what condition was it in at that time?
Actually, the body is all original.
Yeah.
The guy that owned it never drove it in the wintertime. He passed away and never drove it in the winter. Had just a couple little spots that had to be taken care of in rust, but other than that body is the original body. But yeah, it was filthy because the guy passed away and his wife had left it sitting for
a while.
For 5 years.
For 5 years.
Yeah, it was in pretty bad shape. So
sure.
Labor of love to get it to where it is.
It really
Very
pops
nice
today, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And is that the original interior too? Or?
The back seats are original. This was replaced because they were all torn. That console came out of the '78 Camaro that I owned previously that rusted away from me.
Yeah.
The headliner was hanging down, so I put a new headliner in it and new carpet and cleaned it all up. I probably heard you tell my friend here that the car was nasty inside. It was disgusting. I didn't even want to sit in it. So
Sure.
But the door panels, these arm guards are the original. The window cranks had clear knobs on them, so I took those off, put black ones on it. So I say the theme of this is black and chrome.
Yeah, nice.
Chrome and black. So everything is either chrome or black on this.
I like the attention to detail.
Yep.
That's impressive. And I like your Van Hagar.
There's a story behind that too.
Please do.
My son and I have a running joke between us. He likes the original David Lee Roth era of Van Halen. I like the Sammy Hagar era of Van Halen. So that's why it's on there. The joke to him is Van Hagar, not Van Halen, because he's going to inherit this when I'm not here.
Sure.
So that's what that's all about. And that's on the ashtray. They don't even make ashtrays anymore.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So that's...
that is cool. Let me swing around here. There we go, yep.
Take it out. These are my kids' name. That's his name. My daughter's name. My 2 grandchildren from our daughter. And this is something I made up. I had 3 boxers. So it's like a crossword puzzle. Zoe, Emma, and Ava were my 3 girls.
Wow. Nice
so
touch.
The Van Hagar, not Van Halen, like I say, is a little rolling joke to him when he inherits that memory. So
that's a nice touch. Yeah. Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Van Halen too. I like both, Dave and Sammy.
But saw that.
Oh, Zeppelin. Yeah, now we're talking. Whole lot of love right there.
That was given to me by my son.
Nice.
And the license plate frame that says Led Zeppelin was given to me from my daughter. So there's a little bit of all family members that have been contributed to the car.
Nice touch.
Yep.
I like the attention to detail.
Thank you.
Really nice.
Thank you.
Well, cool. Well, thank you, Thomas. It was nice to meet you.
All right.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Have a good one.
Yes. Well, cool. Yeah, it was really nice to meet Thomas and check out the detail on that car. Reactions to that, Michael?
Yeah. I have a couple of friends that got Mustangs, and trees are growing out of the cars and everything else. So I can relate to what he was saying about the car really being really bad inside, because I restored a couple with a guy when I was younger, when I was like 10 years old and stuff. And you had to replace the whole floorboards and everything. Hey, good to finally see you. Come on.
Hello.
Nice to see you, Rob. And actually, I owe you an apology, Rob. No, we were just looking at this car from a car show in Claremont, and I owe you an apology because I sent that link that I sent to join, I sent to Michael also, and he had trouble with it, and I think Virgil's having trouble too. So I've resent a link to everyone, and I think that's what the issue was, and I apologize for that.
No, it could be. It's just a simple thing. It's rebooting the computer. That's what I had to do.
Sure. But yeah, the attention to detail on this Camaro was really something. Did you want to finish your thought on that, Michael? And it will give Rob a chance.
What's really amazing is that, as he was saying, the body was in pretty good shape, but you had to do everything else. It had to be all kind of ripped out or rebuilt. And, to do that to a car, I mean, it's a labor of love. I mean, you don't just turn around and rip everything apart and spend that much money and redo the whole car unless your heart and soul is into that car. And this guy, his heart and soul is into this car, probably because of the person passing away and everything, and he wanted to try to save it. Hey, Virgil.
Yeah. Hey.
Virgil, how you doing, man?
I am good.
Hello.
Hey.
Good. Nice to see you. Well, cool. Yeah. So for you, those of you just joining us, we were just taking a look at this Camaro. The level of attention to detail in this car is really impressive. And one of the things he was talking about well, you see the interior there, but he had an ashtray in there that he had some things printed on. Here we go.
Yeah, the son, daughter, grandkids.
Yeah, so he likes him and his son both like Van Halen, but his son prefers the older Van Halen with David Lee Roth, and he prefers with Sammy Hagar. So they've got, that on the ashtray, and then they've all on the left there. They've got the dogs' names as like a crossword puzzle. I think Zoe, Emma, and Ava, and then the granddaughters on the right, and then his son at the top, daughter at the bottom. So just a lot of detail with this. And
Daughter's name.
Whoop, let me take the volume down. And then of course he's got the Led Zeppelin thing on the back there. And there were a lot of really just cool details, under the hood and in the interior and everything. Just a really impressive car. But so with what little you've seen, I'll give you a quick chance, each of you, to comment on it if you'd like. Rob?
It looks like he put a lot of work in that car. A lot of work.
For sure.
Yeah, it wasn't a one-year project by the looks of it.
No, you're right. He's saying something like 7 years.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a family project, and it'll go to his kids when he passes on. So go ahead, Virgil.
Oh yeah, no, I was watching as it was as I was having technical difficulties there.
Sure.
But yeah, black and chrome running theme. Yeah, pretty cool. Very nice car. For some odd reason, I like the rims and tires. The tires give me that ready to burn out look.
Yes, it's got a great
that
stand.
old what is that rake there?
Yeah.
And I was actually looking at that Ford next to it also.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, in the back, right there, that red one?
Right next to it, yes. Fairlane.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very cool.
But great car.
Yeah.
Great history. I'm glad he was able to piece that thing back together from that old man there.
For sure. And it looks like it's a unifying experience for him and his family too, which is really nice.
Yes.
And then we do have comments coming in. We've got your friend Kyle Phillips saying, "Good evening, gentlemen."
Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, Kyle.
And then we've got someone here says, "Love you, Mike. Thank you for the wonderful podcast." I'm not sure who that is. It doesn't show the name, but whoever it is, definitely love you back. We appreciate that.
Yep.
And thank you for viewing tonight. And also Virgil makes some comments when he was having some technical difficulties. He said, "All about the rock and roll," and looks fast sitting still. Cool deal.
I was paying attention, man. I was paying attention.
Yeah,
that's cool. That is cool, man. We appreciate that. Well, cool. So let's put this video away, and then right now we're on item number 2. It's time for announcements and AMSOIL. So if you're ready, Rob.
No, I'm not. But go ahead.
All right. We'll put your full screen here.
By surprise.
Where's my catalog? Yes. AMSOIL always has different programs every month, and by clicking on Mike's site, you can get one of the AMSOIL catalogs, and it tells you all about all the AMSOIL products available and has the prices in it. So it can show you how you can save 25% by being a preferred customer or order it direct. Now, the last week we had a promotion where they give you some AMSOIL Who Rags and a funnel. This month they got something different going on. If you order, what is it, $75 worth? Doesn't matter if it's engine oil, OE oil, diesel oil, motorcycle oil, or even the Z-Rod oil, high zinc oil. If you order, you can mix and match. If you order $75 worth, they're going to give you a free bottle of either the gasoline additive, the PI, or if you have a diesel, you get the diesel all in one. This is cetane boost, but it's the all in one you're going to get for $5. The other promotion they have, every time it costs you $10 for the first 6 months to become a preferred customer. And every time you order something, they give you another $5 towards your bank. Right now, they're going to give you $10 if you order $100 worth of products. So you're going to get double the amount. And when it comes time to renew in 6 months' time, it's $20. You already got $10 towards your renewal fee. So AMSOIL's always up in the game, trying to give you more promotions to encourage people to buy. And you can buy directly from AMSOIL, have it shipped directly to your house. Finding a place to buy it, you can buy it directly. And Mike's got a link right on his site where you can click on and find out how to become a preferred customer and get the best possible discount. And you can also order one of these catalogs, have it shipped right to your house, and it'll tell you all the prices and everything available in the catalogs.
for sure.
That's it.
And another thought too is AMSOIL products make wonderful Christmas gifts. So something to think about, and especially with that double promotion on the preferred customer program, it's a perfect time to do a little Christmas shopping. And go ahead, Rob.
And this is a neat container AMSOIL has. I call it as like a toothpaste container. You squeeze the bottle and 100% of the fluid comes out. You ever try to change a rear end of a car using a bottle like this, trying to top it up? Or put a pump on it? You got a pump, you're trying to hold it and pump it in. This here, you put it up, you squeeze it, and 100% of the fluid comes out of this. I call it a toothpaste container. It's a big seller AMSOIL has available. Gear lube, automatic transmission fluid, some of the ATV oils all come in that type of container too.
That saves a whole lot of swearing.
Oh, yeah.
And then the final comment on AMSOIL is if you're excited about what you've just seen here and you're ready to place an AMSOIL order, the best way to do it and take advantage of that preferred customer program is click the link in the description for the preferred customer program. It'll take you to a screen. There's just a couple of clicks. Click those and then move on to start shopping. And everything you select and put in your cart is now going to come up in with a preferred customer pricing with the deepest level of discount and the free shipping at $100. And in most cases, like he was saying, it costs $10 to join the preferred customer program. But in most cases, you're going to save more than your $10 just on that first order. So it's an incredible value.
And AMSOIL has a good link on their homepage where you can type on the car, push the year, what motor, and it tells you what AMSOIL products are available and how much fluid it takes.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to go through your manual and see how much fluid your front diff or transfer case or rear end takes, it's right on that one page. So simple to look up everything.
Wow. That is a great idea.
Especially if you're doing a shopping for, Christmas gifts or something like that. Your friend has a 2014 Silverado. You can look that up and find out exactly what it takes.
That's one of those Secret Santa gifts.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well,
for every other company I ever seen, I don't think no other company does that, to actually have a special thing like that. It tells you about what vehicle, what kind of fluids is available for that vehicle. I never seen that with any other company. So
I have a lot of garages use the AMSOIL site because it's so easy to go on instead of looking through a manual to find out how much a rear end or something. But they have it for the motorcycles, ATV, UTVs, snowmobiles, everything, all in that one site.
nice.
how about wheelchairs?
Resource. That's a good point.
Is it a gas one?
No, Mike I already got some lube from Mike over there for my wheelchair.
That's right. Yeah. I gave him some of that metal protector.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and
wheelchairs, AMSOIL for cars and wheelchairs. So yeah,
that's right. Very cool. So before we continue, I have one quick announcement. If you were here last week, you saw my childhood friend Steve Tebow from Norton, Vermont. He was showing us his 1953 Chevy truck project there, and he wasn't able to join us live because he had things going on, but he watched it after the fact, and he sent me a quick message. He said, "Hey Mike, I finally got to see the podcast, and I love the feedback on the question as to why it was sitting up so high. It's because the body was on supports and then on top of the frame. The body was then strapped down on the frame so that we could move it to the body shop. So that explains why it was sitting up so high." He also says he likes old cars and trucks a lot. He loves the stories that come with them. He said, "I'm one that he's impressed to see a Yugo." He's just throwing a random name out there. But if it's got a good story to it, a Yugo can be interesting.
yeah. Haven't
totally
heard that
agree with
name in a long time.
For sure. Well, cool. So next item we've got here on item number 3, we're going to look at a 1968 Chevy El Camino, and this car is for sale by our friends over at B&B Auto Sales. So let's cue that up and take a look. Here it is. Taking a minute to load.
It should be a lot faster compared to you already did a video already.
Yeah, and it failed, so I'm going to try it again. I know Rob's trying to cue up that Jeopardy music in the meantime.
I forgot about that. I was
there we go.
What oil that car would take.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Dirk from B&B Auto Sales. Today we're showing you our 68 Chevy El Camino SS 396 real 138 car. So it's a real SS, big block, non-matching numbers, but has air, power brakes, their power drum, power steering. So really, really nice car. It was a frame off restoration at one time. Paint's got a great shine to it, so you can see my reflection right there. So just a beautiful car. Not a, you know, there might be a couple lighter scratches here and there from somebody just enjoying it, but I think like them would buff out easily enough probably. Bucket seats with a console. Has a tack. They've added the classic stereo system in it. Everything in the interior, there really isn't any issues. You have a little buckling right there in that door panel. Seats are all good. Headliner's good. We try to show you everything we can on these cars. But like I said, you can see that paint is just beautiful. Redline tires, boxes all looks good and everything. Does got, I don't know what molding is missing here, or if they had a tonneau cover at one time. I'm guessing that would be the case because they're back here too. So I'm betting they had a snap-on tonneau cover at one time and they've took that off. So all the badging is correct, and you know, there might be like there's a little flaw in the paint right there, lighter scratch just from using it some. From what I understand, the restoration was done a few years ago, and I am going to double check that. They did a blend right here. Like I said, we tried to show you everything. A lot of people would never notice that, so they had to blend some black in there at one time. Got a couple little rock chips there. And this is probably the worst spot on the paint. You got a little bit of lift right here. So like I said, not going in right there. Got a little issue with some paint, but not too many issues. This car is nice enough to show, not perfect, but in a El Camino class, I would bet you can get some trophies. So it's that nice. So like I said, look at the reflection of that tree on the road. Start up our 68 El Camino. There you can see the tack working. Never ever can figure out these radios, but might be unhooked too. We will turn the wipers on. There's the wipers working. Blinker to the left, blinker to the right. There you can see got a little over quarter tank of fuel. Oil works, it's cold, I haven't started it. I can hear the relay clicking, but I don't know if the horn's not hooked up or what. The dome light bulb must not be in it, so. We just got it in. It said runs great. Got a factory clock that does not work. But we will show you the lights. Let's take a listen to the engine. You see there's your power steering reservoir, power brakes there, power drum. Add a little chrome to it. There's your AC. The headlights. Looks like it has a factory body there on an electric choke. Guessing maybe a little bit of a cam. There's your tail lights. It's all a really, really cool car. Not many of these around. So if you got any questions, give me a call. 605-695-7391.
Well, cool. Thank you so much to B&B Auto Sales for that cool footage of that El Camino. As far as reactions, I think we'll go bottom to top this time. Virgil?
Yeah, when he started it up, I heard that cackle of the cam.
Yes.
The cackle of the cam, and you can hear that, just the exhaust. Just, oh, man. So I heard that. Yeah, I heard the cam, and I heard the, you can hear the headers. You can tell that wasn't the stock headers there.
Yes.
And then I love the colors that those red walls there. Oh, so nice.
Yes, yes. Let me see if I can get those on the screen. Oh, there we go. Sort of. Yeah, and Rob?
He said a little bit of a cam in it. That sounds like it's ready to go to the track, that thing.
Yeah.
And when he said the comment about you'd be able to win a prize in that El Camino class, of course you'd be the only El Camino there. They're not popular vehicles,
True.
but I like the styles.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Michael?
Yeah. I first saw these photos and everything. I'm looking at the red around the tire and that little cup sticking out and all the trim on the car. And I'm saying to myself, boy, this is just like a Batmobile with the red and the black.
Yeah.
You know, because the Batmobile did the same thing with the tires. They had the red on the tires. They had almost the same, almost identical type of thing for the hubcap and the red trim all around the car. So, I know it's not a Batmobile, but it has a similarity with the paint scheme and the and the way the wheel well is for the hubcap and everything. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, you could still buy a cape and still go out and fight crime with it if you wanted to. But go ahead, Rob.
I had the opportunity 20 years ago to meet the man that built the Batmobiles, eh?
Oh,
no kidding.
I was at a party, a birthday party for a person, but he stole the birthday party. He had photo albums he made a lot of other cars beside the Batmobile. He had photo albums of all the cars, and they were well known all over the world. Japan, he'd take the cars, put them on display.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he also built the two Monster vehicles, the Carbon.
All the Monster vehicles he built.
Yeah.
George Barris.
And the youngest guy in the Monster show, he still owns one of them.
No kidding.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I'm still after. Somebody told me there was one around Rhode Island, but I don't know where it is. But somebody said there is a actual Batmobile from the 60s flowing around someplace. And I'm dying to get it. I mean, the Herbie car from Disney, that's a dime a dozen. When I first saw the Dukes of Hazzard car, I flipped out. Now I see it like 5 or 6 times a year.
Nice.
But, I mean, I want my Batmobile. That means a lot to me.
That would be cool, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess the thing I liked, I paused it right where I wanted to here. The late 60s El Caminos, and I think the Chevelles too, they had that little notch on the headlights there. Very distinctive. I think it was just 68 and 69 when they did that? Or
I think 67 also had that.
67 too?
Yep. Even though 67 is a different body style.
Sure.
But
I always like that little notch.
But yeah, nothing like that 396 though. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that motor is so great.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot more power than the 350. And the 350 I thought was impressive, but when you start getting bigger than that, then you're saying, okay, now this is gonna be something that's gonna be bigger on my wallet, but it's gonna give you more power when you need it.
Yes. And more respect around town too.
Oh yeah.
Well, cool. So we are on item number 4. This is the mystery car.
Oh.
Now, I'm not going to say much about this other than this footage comes from the car show in Newport, Vermont this past summer. That's all I'm going to say about it. We'll talk about it on the other side, and it'll all make sense once you see it. So let me cue it up here, and let's take a look at the mystery car.
And Virgil, this is for you. My name is Elwin Dale. I own a 1973 Montego GT with a 429 Cobra engine. It's a 5-speed transmission. Had it for a couple of years. Just love old classic cars.
Yeah. Do you have good memories of these back in the day? Is that what?
Oh yeah.
That's what made you want to buy it?
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah, you don't see many Montegos around.
No. Yeah, if you mentioned lifting the hood on it, that'd be great. Now, has this been restored, or is this original, or?
The car's original. The motor's not original.
Yeah.
It's a 429 car. It's another 429 engine.
Sure.
It's not the same engine. It's the same year engine.
Yeah.
It's a 1973 429 Cobra.
That's all in there, huh?
Oh yeah, it's tight fit.
Yeah. I can do it. Very nice. And how long has it been since this engine's been put in?
About 3 years.
3 years, yeah?
Yes.
Nice. Very nice. And has anything been done to the interior?
No, the interior is all original.
All original with a Hurst shifter and everything? Nice.
Yeah, gotcha. How come your headlights don't go down?
There we go. Sweet.
That's cool.
Well, there we go. Surprise,
You know what?
Virgil.
I seriously think Virgil is
And
having,
Virgil, this is for you.
he's
Wow.
having a dream come true.
Yes. Well, I got to drive one of those, but not the 429. My uncle had a 73, and he had the 351 Cleveland in there.
Yeah.
And in California, we used to drive that thing from we used to call it Hot August Nights in Modesto.
Yeah.
And we would drive that from San Jose to there, which was like about an hour and a half drive normal. And we could knock off a good 15 minutes riding in that Montego. And you're riding on the couch.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Very cool.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
because I
Mike.
know. Oh, my pleasure. Because I know Virgil loves the Montegos. He talks about them a lot. And when I saw that at the show, I said, "Oh, I've got to do this for Virgil." So I did the interview with the guy, and then I took him aside after. I said, "My co-host loves these Montegos. I wonder if you could make that comment. That Virgil, this is for you. Just to
See that, and
make,
then, you know what? And the front end is still the same from like I told you I had a 68, the
Yeah.
original Montego, the beginning, and that they kept that same the same front end, the headlights and everything. Just made it bigger for that 70s. But oh man, such a fun car.
nice. There was also an orange one there that apparently he used to own, and his adult son owns it now. And I wasn't able to catch his son for an interview, but I did get kind of a walk around video, which we'll put up another night.
All right.
But
Nice.
Rob,
Two of them at
reaction
one-
to that?
Two of them at one show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea that the Hurst shifter in them, eh? A lot of people think they didn't come factory like that, but they did.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
cool.
when you were talking about two cars, there was one car show I went to, and it was amazing because they had 3 Monte Carlos, and they were all like, I think it was a 70, 71, and 72. One that was blue, one that was red, one that was white. Red, white, and blue.
Red,
and,
white, and blue.
1 year apart from each other. I'm like, wow. And they're all parking next to each other.
Nice. That's cool. Get a serious theme going there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Well, cool. Let's see where we are here. Go ahead. What were we going to
That
say?
still just shook. That was a great car, and I love that shaker hood. Oh,
Yeah, very cool. That made my day to see that there.
Yeah, you lift that hood, it was like, wow.
That filled the space in there. Well, cool. So we're on item number 5, and we all know Jake Dwinell. He's been on the podcast quite a few times. And Virgil and I were at the Street Rod Nationals in Essex, Vermont in September, and we ran into him, as we often do at these shows here in Vermont, because we're all Vermonters. And we were able to catch him for an interview. He had, I guess the backstory on this is a few months ago, Jake, I think it was in April, Jake Dwinell did a cannonball run. And he did a video on that, and we shared it on the podcast. It was a really fun video. And, of course, when he goes to car shows, he likes to wear his Cannonball T-shirt and everything. And, of course, that attracts comments and conversations and like that. Well, that's where he's going to go with this interview we got with him. Let's take a look.
Here we are at the Street Rod Nationals in Essex, Vermont. I'm walking around the swap meets here with my Cannonball shirt, which, if you don't know, Cannonball was started in the 1970s by Brock Gates of Car and Driver, and it was driving as fast as you can from New York to LA. And since then, there's been a little bit of a cult following behind it. People have really started to kind of get used to it. And I actually did one back in April myself. We did a video on it of the podcast, but basically you start at the Red Ball Garage in New York City and you drive as fast as you can to LA. So right now, the record is held at 25 hours and 39 minutes, which is an average speed of well over 110 miles an hour. We did it in 34:41, but walking around the swap meet today, someone noticed my shirt and they actually pulled me aside and said they had this. So this is one of the Car and Driver magazines from 1975. This is when they, right before they were about to do I think it was their 3rd or their 4th race, or it was right after it, but they did one in 1975, and the guy said, hey, I was planning on reading it, and I made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and I bought not only this, but the whole stack of 1975 car and drivers. So
You got the whole year.
I got the whole year. I'm keeping August. If anyone else would like anything else, I'm happy to share. But this one's mine. It's probably going to go in a frame up on my wall with all my other Cannonball stuff. But if you like to drive really fast, if you like to avoid police and have a good time with your friends, I highly recommend it. But it's not for the faint of heart. It is a long drive.
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment, and it's a good time. It was, I have plans to do it again. I have plans in the near future. So if you see me wearing my shirt and you have anything or you want to say, definitely stop and let's talk Cannonball. It's a good time.
One question for you.
What's going on, Virgil?
How many drivers? Is it just one driver driving the whole time?
So you can do it. There's no rules as long as the same people start in New York that end in LA.
Okay.
So we did it with 3 drivers. Only two of our drivers drove the whole time. One of them was a kind of a fill-in for when we got tired.
Yeah.
I do have a friend though. He currently holds the solo non-stop record from New York to LA. He did it in 33 and change. I forget exactly, but he did it by himself, non-stop, no stops for fuel. He did it in a Toyota Prius with 110 gallons of gas in it. And I like to think I'm crazy, but this guy is next level, and he loves his Priuses, and I can't really blame him. He does some crazy stuff in them.
That's cool.
Prius with gas, huh?
Prius with gas, yeah, 111 gallons, I think it was.
Crazy.
I'm still just trying to get over a Prius with gas.
Yes.
This guy loves his Priuses. He's now done a lot of coast-to-coast drives in them. He's now starting to do, a lot of what people did in the 90s and 80s when they started taking the old 4-cylinder Pintos and the Novas and all the cars that no one really cared about, much like today's Prius, and just doing stupid stuff with them, whether it's lifting them and putting them on 33-inch tires and mud bogging them, or going crazy and putting an LS and making it rear-wheel drive. But he loves his Toyotas. He does crazy things with them, and a lot of us car guys hate Priuses, but at the end of the day, if it has 4 wheels and you're doing something cool with it, it doesn't matter if it's a Prius, a Yugo, a Corvette, a Lamborghini. We're car people. We like everything. So, and that's kind of what we're out here today. You see, a little bit of everything.
Especially when someone's thinking out of the box like that.
Think outside the box. You don't have to have a cool car to do cool car things. Just get a car and start doing stuff, whether it's driving coast to coast or doing, track days or whatever. Just do fun stuff with a car. I like all kinds of cars. So that's what it's all about. It's just having a good time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool deal.
Good to go.
Yes, thank you, Jake.
Yeah, for sure.
So, since Jake is a good friend, I couldn't help but do a shameless plug for him. He's a sales rep over at Heritage Ford in South Burlington, Vermont. So if you're in that area, or even if you're not and you're looking for something unique, he's very good at finding really unique classic cars, collector cars, muscle cars. As you can see, he's a car guy, the car guy's car guy. So that if you're into this kind of stuff and looking to buy something, he's the guy to contact about that.
Do you know if he ever got his car home from LA? Because he told us his wife flew out and they went and got married and they flew home and it was in storage.
I think they shipped it home.
Yeah.
I think that's what he told me. Yeah. Yeah. And continue. I think it's your turn for the first reaction on it, Rob.
Oh, Jake was a cool guy when he was on the show telling stories about how they did it. And people were shutting off the gas pump on him because he's putting so much gas in the car. Yeah, I forget how many gallons they could hold in their car, but
you're right. Yeah, they had an extra large tank there in the trunk, aside from the regular tank it comes with. Yeah, they had a big Ford LTD there all rigged up.
Yeah, and not just one radar detector. He said he had 3 of them running.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and Michael?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do something like that. I mean, I go and see a couple of bridges in Kentucky and stuff, but that's about as far as I ever went. And that was a great trip I did to see a couple of bridges. But as I was saying, I would love to do trips, but with me and my girlfriend, the money we have on disability income, you buy a car, you're not going to be, if something happens to it, that's it. You're going to be without a car for 10, 15 years. We've already gone through it two times already.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Can't put it at risk.
Right now, I'm suffering. I'm dying to get out now and get pictures. I was in Providence the other day, going to the public libraries and stuff, and I'm like, I wish I can find a way to get out here and get pictures of the churches and all the infrastructure and everything. I'm like, wow, these are awesome buildings. Some of them are 1800s,
Sure.
and I'm like, and the only way you're going to do that is basically having a car and then not having to rely on somebody taking you to a public library, because it's a program through my insurance that pays to bring you to different places or help you clean a house and all that. But I don't want the person to be driving over Providence. So I preset myself. I said, okay, we'll do a public libraries. We'll get music CDs, bring them home, enjoy listening to them, whatever, and then bring them back and repeat again. That's what I'm doing with the program. Next year, I'm going to start trying to plan things a little differently. I'm going to try to do it as photography, hopefully.
Cool. Virgil, reactions to the...
No, yeah. So back with Jake and the Prius there. Kyle is a Prius man.
There we go.
And so Kyle is a Prius man. So yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about Jake talking about that Prius doing cross country.
Yeah.
So Kyle, if you want to do it, we can ride to Oakland, my man.
There we go. In fact, Kyle was weighing in with a comment here. Perfect timing. He said 24 hours from New York City to L.A., average speed of 110 miles per hour. He said that's insane.
I'm sorry, I can't fathom driving that fast.
Oh, no,
that is fast,
especially motorcycle wise. 110, that's easy.
Yeah, wow. True. So let's see. Now we're on item number 6, and I conducted an interview earlier today with our good friend John at Autobuy Magazine. Of course, the latest issue has just been published, and he's going to tell us about it. And we're going to look at some cars. Let me cue that up here. All right, so we are here with our good friend John from Autobuy Magazine. John, how you doing today?
Hey, doing great. Good to see you again this month.
Well, likewise. Always good to see you, John. And so if I understand correctly, this week the new issue has come out.
Well, we're done. We just produced it, and we just got our advanced copies back here from the printer. And the first class subscribers will start to see theirs probably the end of this week, and then the third class subscribers next week. And I think the on sale date is typically around the 20th or something like that. That's when it's supposed to be in most magazine shops and newsstands, that kind of thing.
Perfect. So it's all in motion then.
Yep.
Wonderful.
But the cool thing is when we close the magazine, like on last Thursday, everything that is in the publication is already on the website. So you can you don't have to wait for the magazine to come out. It's all there.
Wonderful. So if you want to browse the new vehicles, they're able to.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
New to the publication, I should say.
Yep.
And then you had some cars you wanted to tell me about.
Yeah, I sent you some pictures there. I think this is going to work better than me, trying to do this number like we've done in the past.
For sure. In fact, let me pop one on the screen here.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yep, this 86 Buick Regal. This one just struck me. The longer that I'm here, the more original cars and cars that are not modified mean to me, because anybody can make a resto mod or something like that, but these original ones just kind of really speak to me, because you don't see them, you see less and less of them. And this one here, back in '86, this was the car to have. That was the first V6 that people really said, wow, it doesn't have a V8, but this one doesn't have the turbo. But these Regals were super cool back then. Everybody wanted one, and I tell you what, they were a moving machine.
Yeah, it's got that iconic look that everyone was into in the '80s, for sure.
Especially if you're into NASCAR, because they were all driving these things back then. So yeah, just a cool car.
Good deal. Well, cool.
And now this one here, this one here is a cool car, 70 Pontiac Bonneville convertible. But what struck me about this, and what I wanted to mention, is we get a lot of cars sent to us all the time where the photography is just less than stellar, and this here is photography done right. You can tell they were on the sunny side of the car. They got 2 really nice shots of it there. You wouldn't believe how many times people send us pictures of cars they put in the magazine, and then a couple months later they're upset because they didn't get the response they were really hoping for. And they said, well, your magazine doesn't work. And I said, well, the photos that you sent us really weren't that good. And people going through the magazine, there's a lot to see. And if it doesn't kind of jump off at the page at the reader, they'll just flip the page, go on to the next one. But this one here, sun to your back, nice front 3/4, that's a really nice car, but they made it look even better.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, a nice quartering shot on the sunny side of the car. It looks great. Another tip too that a lot of people do, if you go to under a gas station canopy at night with all of those lights, it's nice flat uniform lighting. It really makes the car pop. And
Yeah.
you just crop it so you don't have pumps and stuff in the background, and just get a good tight shot under those lights, and it can really look nice.
Yeah, I never thought of that, but that's a great suggestion. Yep.
Sure, nice quartering shot just like this one.
Yep. And then this one here, again, great photography, kind of falls in line with the last car. But what I really think is cool is, everybody loves 55 through 57, 58, 59, 60, up to 64 Chevys. So many iconic vehicles through there. But what I really think is cool is the Pontiacs and the Oldsmobiles, and the Buicks from the same year. Yeah. And this is a great example of a 59 Pontiac. So it kind of spoke to me, and I said, I got to include that one there. So there it is, 74,000 miles. How cool is that?
That's amazing. And it's still got the stance, and the front end looks right. And yeah, all of the lines they all look right and everything. That's amazing.
Yep. The back, I don't know if the back needs to come up a little bit or the front needs to come down, but the nose is up a little bit, but that's the way those cars sat back then.
Sure.
So, as much as I say, I don't really, I'm not as drawn to modified cars. And this one here is probably, I'm pretty sure, a glass car. I didn't really beat it here, but this Willys here was built for the SEMA show. I'm thinking for probably last year, maybe it was this year. I'm not real sure. But what a beautiful piece! I mean, that if you can't have fun in that car, there's something wrong with you. The blower, the flames. That's just a cool car.
For sure, eye candy and ear candy.
yeah. You're gonna get some wine out of that blower, aren't you?
Yes.
So, and then the one last thing that I wanted to mention, we're known for our classic and collectible vehicles in our magazine, but we get a lot of, kind of odds and ends stuff, and on this one page here, we had a Cushman scooter, 58 there in the middle, and then on the bottom there on the 46 Doodle Bug, and then, even that wooden Chris Craft, those would be super fun pieces for anybody, and we get all kinds of that stuff in the magazine. So you never know what you're going to see. And again, as I've said before, we never have a meeting here and say, well, right now this next publication is going to be a little bit short on this type of thing or this type of thing, and so we go out looking for it. What you see in the magazine is organic. It's what people are actually selling right now, and you can get a good sense of what's out there just by looking through the pages of Autobuy.
Yeah, for sure. Great look at the market at any given time.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
There we are. Done again.
We did it again. Well, John, I really appreciate it, and we will look forward to catching up with you next month.
Yep. Yeah. And if any of the people that watch this, if they have any ideas on, hey, let's do one on Mustangs or Mopars, or we'll take requests. How about that?
Yes. Good idea. We'll put that out there to the viewers. Please fill up the comment section with requests, and we'll try to get a theme going in the future.
Yeah.
And as always, to find Autobuy magazine, here is the link.
Yep. There it is right there.
All righty. Well, thank you, John.
Thanks, buddy. You bet.
Have a great day.
Have a good night. Bye.
Well, cool. Yeah, there you have it, John, at Autobuy magazine. Any reactions to that? I think is it Michael's turn to go first?
Probably. I don't know whose it is, but I'll go first. I mean, like always, there's always a great variety of cars in these magazines, and a lot of times you see really classic stuff in there. I mean, now the new way of doing it with the pictures like this, it's a lot better. It's there showing the magazine up in the camera. So you get to see a more clear picture without the glare and stuff. But I mean, the stuff that, is out there, like the Buick here. I mean, I'm in awestruck with it. I mean, I like the car, but I still like my Monte Carlo.
Yes, definitely. And I think Rob and Virgil are having some difficulty connecting. Looks like they're connecting and reconnecting. But if you're available, Rob, I don't know if we can. I don't know if you're ready for a comment, Rob, or.
It looks like Rob's. I can see Rob there, but I don't see his picture or anything. But
I think he's having some trouble.
The microphone is muted. I can see the line through the microphone.
Yeah. Well, let's take some comments before we give them a minute to get their connection back. But David from Alaska Railroad says, "Good evening to Mike and John. Great to see you." And here we go. David from Alaska Railroad says, "Loves that Buick." And here we go. We have a request. He's requesting Chevelles. So I'm going to pass that on to John, and maybe next time we'll get some Chevelles on here.
And
for you.
maybe I will write that down right now on my list, and I can do something with Chevelles, different years I have on those cars.
Great idea. Get a theme night.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good idea, Michael. I appreciate that. Well, cool. So it looks like they're still struggling to reconnect. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but let's move on with the program, and maybe they'll catch up with us here during this next video. So we're on item number 7. We're going to take a look at a 1971 Oldsmobile Cutlass. This car is for sale by MGM Classic Cars. That's the car that's on the title banner this episode. So let me cue that up here, and we'll take a look. And with any luck, we'll have Virgil and Rob back with us here at the end of this.
From MGMClassicCars.com here in Addison, Illinois. Today I have this 1971 Oldsmobile Cutlass S that has been badged as a 442. So going over the body and paint, nice slick paint all around, and I'll continue to talk about that as we progress here. This has a Rocket 350 V8 motor. The sticker on there for the Rocket 455 is just for the look, again based off the 442. But this is a 350 V8 5.7 liter. You got power steering, you got the power disc there as well. Everything appears to be factory. It is a factory air conditioning car. You will need to finish hooking that up and maybe rebuild the compressor. We're not 100% sure on the air conditioning part, so that's that on its own. Nice grill, nice chrome bumper. Core support looks very solid on the car. Firewall looks very solid. And as you can see, it's got the white stripes on the Oldsmobile. Beautiful rally wheels. Like I said, body panels are straight on the car. The gaps on the car all look good. Doors open and close like they should with no issues. I left the trunk open to show you guys that this car obviously will need weather stripping for the trunk. That's $80, $90 on eBay. But the original stampings here, as you can see, are on both sides of the quarter, meaning that it appears to be all original sheet metal. Very clean trunk. So you can definitely tell this car has been well preserved. Okay. As you can see, the dual exhaust and the correct trumpets for the rear on the tips. Love this contour. Love it on these Oldsmobiles. Paint looks really good on it. Again, it's not perfect. There's a couple little tiny blemishes, okay? Door gaps look good, like I mentioned earlier. Inner outer door jambs look super. Inside of the car is super clean all around. Seat belts all intact as well. Even the door buzzer works on the car too. All right, so there you have it. My guys tuned it. It's set up for easy starts. Here, listen to the door buzzer. Still works. Little blemish here on the door panel. That can be fixed as well. We do have an interior guy that can fix that for maybe $100. It's not a big deal. But beautiful interior, guys. Easy start. Idle's great. Underneath is clean. No cracks in the dash. There is a split here in the rear seats, but that can be easily fixed. I do have a guy for that. He'll probably charge me $100 to have that done. Nice, clean, no story car, guys. No disappointments on this 1971 Oldsmobile Cutlass S that's been badged as a 442. 350 rocket motor, 5.7 liter. Stock manifolds, power steering, power brakes, and yes, it is a factory air conditioning car. Again, thanks for watching MGM Classics. We are located at 150 South Church Street in Addison, Illinois. Here, we're 20 minutes northwest of the Chicago O'Hare Airport, and I am 45 minutes from Midway Airport. So if you see anything you like on our website, please shoot us a text message or an email. I will give you my phone number shortly. I do have 2 buildings just like this, one right next door, full of these classic cars that we own here. So if you got that pen handy, my number is 847-848-1850. You know, I got a little surprise for you guys if you ever seen a $2.5 million car right there. Pagani,
Hey,
14, crazy. Yeah, anyway. We are serious about our cars, guys. We do own them. So again, if you need transportation, call me or text me. I prefer text message. I can be reached at 847-848-1850. Just send me your zip code and I'll get you a quote right away. Thanks for watching and spending your time with me. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Got something really cool coming tomorrow. If you're watching on Facebook, like it and share it. Again, Thomas, MGM Classics. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so thank you so much to Thomas for that amazing footage. And yeah, that glimpse at that Pagani was really something to see. I think is it Virgil's turn to go first?
I'll go. I'm
Go for it.
like
Yeah,
I like my Montego. I miss my 71 Cutlass. I
yeah,
didn't have the same back end as that Cutlass there. I had the other one where I don't know what you call that one, but it had the
yeah,
different back, the different shape.
sure.
But yeah, I do miss that car. That's a lot of fun. A lot of fun to drive. Turned a lot of heads, and
Yeah,
that right there is just. And I had to look it up, and it has a great price to that car right there too.
nice. What are they asking for that?
30, 32, 750.
That's not bad.
No, not for what you're gonna get there.
Yeah,
Especially with the little things that he has there, that the split in the back seat that needs to be fixed. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that car.
no, no. And Rob?
I took my driver's license in a '69 Cutlass.
Wow, very nice.
But it only had a 350 in it. It didn't have that
Sure.
in it. Yeah. Fun
Nice.
cars, great cars in their time.
Oh, for sure. And Michael?
Yeah, when I look at this car, and it's very popular. I always get confused because I know that 442 became its own model later on, but I always get confused exactly what year did that start where the 442 was its own model. In this case, the 442 wasn't its own model. It was just an engine block and it had that badging, but later on, it was so popular, it just became a 442. And it got rid of the name Oldsmobile Cutlass. It didn't even have a Cutlass. It was just called Oldsmobile 442.
Was it like 76, 77 in that area?
Somebody out there probably would know the answer to that one.
Yeah, if anyone viewing this knows. I mean, it's kind of a guess that I'm putting out there, but I'm thinking 76, 77, but I don't know for sure. It's just a guess. But yeah, I'll tell you, I've always been partial to the Cutlasses and the 442s from that era. As Virgil well knows, he's heard that story 150 times. And the short version of it, the short version of that story is a good friend of mine in high school had one, a 69 442, and I fell in love with that car, and I have dreams about that car to this day. But go ahead, Michael. What were you going to say?
Yeah, what I like about these cars, and I wish I could turn around and get something similar to this, but where I live, it would be parked in a parking lot, exposed to rain, snow, and everything else.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna be in the garage. But I'd rather have a vehicle like this than a modern day vehicle because there's so many problems with electronics. I saying it over and over. And everybody at car shows say the same thing. Stay away from a car that's 5 years old or older because you're going to have an electronic problem with it.
Yeah, the stuff starts to fail.
Cars, you never had any problems. You can get a car that's 10, 15 years old, and it's simple to repair and you got no electronics. So whatever is wrong, it could be repaired. But on these new cars, who's going to have the money for a huge computer to be sitting in the house to diagnose everything?
Yeah. And those are expensive repairs too.
Exactly.
For sure. So in the few minutes we have left, we've got one more clip to look at. This is item number 8. This is from the same show as item number 1, the Claremont, New Hampshire show this past summer. Since we're on the theme of Oldsmobile Cutlasses, we've got another 442, and this is a 1969. So let me cue that up. That's a sweet car as well. I really enjoyed seeing that car. Let's take a look. And it's taking a moment to load. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Karen Mater. I'm part owner of this car. It's a 1969 Oldsmobile 442 Hearst Tribute car. It's got 495 engine under the hood. It's got about 84,000 miles. We drive it a lot,
Nice.
so we enjoy it.
Wonderful. So it's not just a show; you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you have memories from these from back in the day? Or?
Not quite this particular car, but yeah, I remember a Comet from back in the day.
Sure.
Yeah, that's all I'll say about it.
Of course. Those were the days, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Gotta love this too, the Hearst Olds. Yeah, that's a looker. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, it started over. Sorry about that. Well, cool. Yeah, there's that 442 tribute. And I think it's Rob's turn for the first comment.
Yeah, they did a lot of tribute. They had the Hearst, they had the Judge, they had quite a few of them come out. Yeah.
Yeah, and
The
that's a great car to tribute.
The Hearst isn't a popular one. I've seen it in magazines, but I've never seen one live.
It's true. They're rare. We had some friends that had a 77 Cutlass. It wasn't a 442, but it had the whole Hearst package. And even on Google searches and stuff, it's really difficult to find them. I've never been able to find one on a Google search. So I think it was very rare. And I think they knew what they had because they only used it in the summer and they put it up in the winter and everything and took really good care of it. The sweet car.
I will say that is strange because I have seen a lot of vehicles with the Hearst logos right on it. So I guess it just depends where you're located, I guess.
Yeah, and what model and what year and so forth. Maybe some years they made more of them, less of them, and so forth.
But it's not the Hearst shifter that I'm familiar with.
No, that's that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the 8-ball.
Yeah. And Virgil?
That's still that Hearst shifter, and it looks like it has that his and hers.
Yes.
That his and hers shifter where you got that coming down out in the middle there, and then you go off to the right.
Yeah.
But yeah, those right. As soon as you said Cutlass and it started going, and I seen those gold stripes, I was like, oh, Hearst. It's like, oh man, that thing looks. Yeah, that's a pretty representation. I like that red interior with the gold stripe going through the head, through the
headrest. Yeah.
Through the headrest, yeah.
And that interior was really impressive. They're just really pristine. It looks like a brand new car.
Yeah, and it looks very minimal.
Yes.
No center console or anything like that, and just
Yeah,
But
and she was a nice lady too. It was really nice to meet her.
I want to hear more about this Comet, though, huh?
Yes. Yes, we all have stories like that.
I mean, well, I like it's a Hearst Oldsmobile logo on the back, and I also like the back corner of the car. When you look at that marker light at the back, it has the Oldsmobile logo right in the marker light. Just like the Pontiac had a triangle, upside down triangle for Pontiac. You can see it right on the corner of this.
Right on the right there, yes.
And that's what was nice about these cars. They actually went above and beyond to say this is the Oldsmobile right in the marker light.
Yeah, a lot of good detail there.
Yeah.
And we do have a comment that's come in. Here we go. David from Alaska Railroad says, question, I didn't realize until last week, do you live car podcast all winter along with the snowmobile podcast? And yes, I do try to. And I'll tell you, be honest with you, with a full-time job and trying to do two podcasts a week, it's a lot to juggle. It's with family and a girlfriend and all the other things going on in life. But I do try to do as many as I possibly can throughout the year. And the vintage snowmobile is just from October through March. But yeah, the muscle car I try to do year round. But I take little breaks here and there because it's a handful to do, juggle all of that with a full-time job. But it's a labor of love. I enjoy doing it, and it's a great hang with all of our friends, the friends you see on the screen, and friends like David and Stacy and Art Fosler and all the rest that join us on this. It's great seeing these people every week. And with that, we have come to that. Go ahead. Somebody have a comment?
Oh, no, I was just saying yes. It is great to have great to be out here with you guys and like you say, the friends. the people that you get to talk to every week.
Absolutely. That's a big part of it.
Yes.
And you know what? Since I became a part of this podcast, I really enjoy you, Mike, you, Rob, and Virgil. You know, it's just, it's connecting. I can't wait to meet you guys in person. That's one of my goals I'm hoping to do in the future. And
we should try to do that next summer. Yeah.
Then we can get together and literally go somewhere and enjoy the hobby we all enjoy.
Absolutely. We'll figure out some car show that's close to all of us, or that's doable for all of us, and both as far as distance and calendar. That'd be fun to do. Yeah, we should definitely try to shoot for that next summer.
Yes,
definitely. And Rob, any final thoughts before we wind it down? Or?
Great show. Sorry, I had technical difficulties, but I figured it out.
No worries at all.
And Nigel, you talked about Los Angeles hot summer nights. I thought that was
Hot August nights in Reno.
In Reno, that's what.
Yeah, in Reno.
Yes.
But they used to have one in Modesto, California, also.
Okay.
They used to have one out there. It may not have been Hot August nights. They may have called it something different, but it wasn't the same time as Hot August nights because everybody was going to Reno.
Yep.
And then everybody would, you hit Modesto, and then all of a sudden, then you would go up to Reno the following,
That's my buckets. I've been to Reno a few times, but never for hot summer nights. That's my bucket to be there that time.
Yeah, that's a week-long car fest.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's a whole week, and just the amount you could never see them. You will never ever get to the end of the cars. You'll never see all of the cars there.
Yeah,
that's a nice problem to have.
Yeah.
Since I know that Mike, you're in Vermont, what it would be nice is to try to get pictures of cars or classic cars during the summer and stuff going through these covered bridges. I think
good idea.
Because the covered bridges, I belong to a covered bridge society, a preservation society, and I scan slides for them. And I come across one or two now and then same thing with locomotives next to a covered bridge. Looking through the covered bridge, you see a locomotive crossing, on the other side. But I mean, it's really nice, to have classic cars with the classic gas pumps. Or cool a classic gas station or a covered bridge.
Yeah.
And that, whenever I do stuff, that is something I like to do. But unfortunately, it's mostly monitoring cars that go through them, not in the classics. But it would be nice if they do a classic car show and it does a little small circle tour through the different covered bridges, like 4 or 5 different covered bridges, and it's like a circle,
Yeah, position yourself for a shot with your camera as they're coming through.
Exactly.
That would be so. That's a great idea.
Yeah. A friend of mine's grandfather's job in the wintertime back in the 20s and 30s was to put the snow in the covered bridge for the horse and cutters could make it through.
Oh yes,
yeah. Wow.
Nice.
And it's really amazing because for all of this area in New England, New Hampshire used to have the most covered bridges. Now it is Vermont that has the most covered bridges in the area. So that's because New Hampshire, a lot of them fell apart and didn't have the maintenance done and arson and all the other things. But in New Hampshire, there is one unique railroad bridge, and it's called the Upside Down Bridge. It's the only bridge in the whole entire world that's designed that way.
Wow.
And it's funny because the bridge is like upside down. The trusses and everything is underneath. It's all boxed up underneath. But the top of it is where the railroad goes right over. So you take the covered bridge and you just flip it over, and the roof is on the bottom, and the bottom would be on the ground or, on the stilts and piers. That's where the railroad track is. And that railroad has been out of service for many, many years. Some kids or teenagers suddenly try to set it on fire, and luckily it only burnt the wood that was covering the thing, and it charred the main timbers, but it's structurally still in sound.
Oh, good.
And hopefully it can be fully restored because it's a very, very nice bridge, and it's only one in the whole country.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it'd be good to preserve that. Well, cool. It is that time. It is time to wrap it up. And yeah, thank you so much to Michael, Rob, and Virgil for being on, and also to all of our viewers. We very much appreciate that. It's always fun hanging out with everybody. It's just a great time that we all have together every Wednesday night. Oh, and one last comment that's come in. Let's see. David from Alaska Railroad says, all this train talk makes me want to go fire up my HO scale layout. He said he loves trains. Cool
Hey,
deal.
you know what's funny? I had a layout on my apartment. I had to get rid of it. I have all the stuff, but it's in storage, never to be used again. And I don't want to get rid of it. I want to play with it, but there's no place to play with it anymore.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it is HO scale, by the way.
Nice, nice. Well, cool. With that, we give the last word to Amsoil. And yeah, thank you, everyone. And we look forward to catching up with you next week and Vintage Snowmobile Podcast tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Amsoil. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your Amsoil products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what Amsoil is and why you should consider using Amsoil products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. Amsoil is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses Amsoil for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that Amsoil is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because Amsoil doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And Amsoil likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves some money. Some of the people like the benefit of Amsoil is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction and drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, Amsoil says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the Amsoil bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the Amsoil. Amsoil's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero. Wow. If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So Amsoil is an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running Amsoil than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Amsoil is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather. It runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that Amsoil has available.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the Amsoil experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
Amsoil has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, Amsoil will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. Amsoil sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering Amsoil. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an Amsoil order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page where you can take advantage of all these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to a product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the Preferred Customer Program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the Preferred Customer Membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the Signature Series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click Checkout Now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters, free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing, or hot rods. We have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes, yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product.
Perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.